Hey folks, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community on the planet. Today's Thursday, August 24th. Hope you're well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing the stock Tilray Brands, ticker symbol TLRY. We're going to be discussing some news that just came out today with regards to their Solei brand. They're launching their first sparkling CBD beverages. And this isn't the first time that we've heard of some recent news with regards to beverages. I just did a couple of videos on that, which we'll discuss that and more. Also, there's a few other things I want to dive into, and we'll also take a look at the chart and whether or not I think now is a good time to continue adding. Again, this isn't financial advice. I'll never tell you to buy, sell, or hold, and I'll never tell you what to do, but you need to do your own research, right? So before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future live streams or whenever I post a new video. Speaking of supporting the channel, if you just go over to the store tab, I just launched the POW merch store. I had a lot of requests for this. You asked, we delivered. So there's tons of new products on here. You can actually just go directly to the store. If you go to the About section, you can go down here, click on POW merchandise, or you can go to powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com, and there's a merch link at the top. And you can actually score some pretty sweet swag. I just released the Team Tilray sweater as well. So this is, I've already got, I think, 4 orders for this one. And I just launched it last night, but you can see here Team Tilray, and then it's got Pursuit of Wealth on the side of the sleeve, and then the eagle. So really cool. And like I said, there's a ton of other products on there that you can explore as well. But like I said, that does help support me in the channel, and I really do appreciate that. And then finally, make sure to give POW Group a follow on X, which is formerly Twitter. So the handle for that is @GroupPOW. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So make sure to give us a follow @GroupPOW. So again, mentioning earlier that I did a couple videos on Tilray and its beverage segment. Well, they just acquired Trust Beverage Co. from Molson Coors, which is the joint venture between Molson Coors and Hexo, and then Tilray acquired Hexo. And then obviously they acquired the remaining 57.5% from Molson Coors. If you haven't seen that, I highly encourage you to check that out. I give my thoughts and opinions on whether I think it's a positive that Molson Coors is out of the mix. But I think overall this is a good thing. But again, if you want more detailed information, you can check that out. And then they also just released a bunch of new drinks as well under the XMG brand: Tropical Cream Float, Citrus Peaks, Paradise Treat, and Lemon Iced Tea. If you haven't seen that, highly encourage you to check that out as well. Some are carbonated, one's non-carbonated. But here's the article here. So a new chilled ritual is here. Solei MJ launches its first sparkling CBD beverages. So today, Tilray, a leading global MJ and consumer packaged good company, today debuts 2 new ready-to-drink carbonated beverages in its premium MJ wellness brand Solei. Introducing, and there's going to be a lot more of this, right? Because now that they have Trust, that company, Trust Beverage Co., only focuses on MJ beverages, right? CIBs. So we're going to see a lot more from this in the future. And then eventually we know that the MJ Act review here is in a consultation period here in Canada. So we could get, improvements to labeling and packaging. Like, it's not going to look like this whenever it comes out. It looks amazing, but it won't look like that, right? It'll look bland and boring and things like that. But right now they're reviewing the packaging, labeling and, marketing, taxation, all that stuff right now with the federal government here in Canada. So we could see some improvements to that. It'll eventually be treated like an energy drink, in my opinion, especially the CBD ones. Introducing mango, passionfruit, and dragonfruit watermelon sparkling CBD beverages. Solei's fresh and convenient offerings feature the non-intoxicating effects and key benefits CBD with a mild dose of THC alongside a burst of tropical flavors. With cannabinoid content of 1.5 milligrams of THC and 25 milligrams of CBD, Solei enters the beverage space for the first time with an approach that speaks to those who are curious about how MJ can naturally elevate everyday rituals on consumers' terms. With its versatility and CBD-dominant content, Solei created these new offerings with its existing products and pairings in mind, featuring a range of unique cannabinoid formulations of CBD, CBN, and mild THC content for consumers to enjoy the ultimate Solei wellness experience. Solei's new release of its sparkling CBD beverages come in 355 ml cans, so you should be able to buy 48 of those. With the new laws here in Canada, they up the drinks. But it'll be different too because it's CBD, right? So you might even be able to buy a ton of them, but I can't see anybody buying any more than 48 in one go. So you can buy 355 million cans and features exotic flavors of refreshing blends, including mango passion fruit. Enjoy refreshing elevation with mango passion fruit sparkling CBD beverages. They're a tropical treat featuring a tantalizing blend of real mango and passion fruit juice with sparkling water infused with 1.5 milligrams THC and 25 milligrams CBD. Perfect when paired with a day out in the sun, a creative activity for the day, or a personal time to unwind. Dragonfruit watermelon. Sparkling CBD beverage they're refreshing and satisfaction with every sip. Experience an inspired, elevated, and juicy blend of real dragon fruit and watermelon juice with sparkling water infused with 1.5 milligram THC and 25 milligram CBD. Solei's new sparkling CBD beverages are the perfect go-to products in addition to its Solei Slims, which is using the Redecan Ready's pre-roll tech, the straight edge. and any at-home meal or snack as a refreshment for any pairing during moments made to unwind, share socially with friends, or personal self-care routines. Fresh into the market, the new Solei Mango, Passionfruit, and Dragonfruit Watermelon sparkling CBD drinks sold through their week one product allocations and are now available in Ontario, Quebec, and Alberta to start, with further plans of expansion in select regions and MJ retailers across Canada. So this is great to see. Like I said, we're going to see a lot more of this in the future with regards to more drinks coming out, and we should see regulation changes with regards to packaging and labeling, and they'll be able to make it look a little bit more appealing, right? And like I said, especially if there's no, if it's just CBD, I think they're going to eventually treat it like an energy drink, right? Like energy drinks look pretty eye-catching, right? So I think that's what's going to happen. But in terms of the daily chart today on Tilray, we did close near the low. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross while we head to daily oversold. I mentioned to people that it wasn't the time to go chasing when we were daily overbought. Again, if you know nothing about technical analysis, just go to TradingView. It's free. You can sign up, or you can go to the About section on the POW page. You can scroll down. There's a link there for TradingView right there. I will get a kickback if you decide to purchase a plan, full disclosure, but you can use this for free. Go here, type in indicators, type in RSI, relative strength index, and then if we're up here, right, that's considered overbought and overvalued. If we're down here, that's considered oversold and undervalued. So if you just buy near here and sell near here, right, or just add down here and start to trim up here, you'll do better than 99% of traders out there. So I told people, like, now's not the time to FOMO in. We had the bull cross with the shorter term EMA cross below the longer term. They crossed, saw tons of upside. Now we could see the opposite, where we see the shorter term above the longer term cross, and that would be a bear cross. We do have support coming up at 216 USD on the Nasdaq. And then after that, we have a lack of support all the way down to 162. So don't be surprised if we do crack 216. If you're wondering when's a good time to add, I'll never tell you what to do. But if I were looking to add right now, which I'm not really looking to add because my bags are packed, I'll only add if we drop below to like 150. That's the only way I would add, because my bags are packed. I'm good either way. We can either go to $100 from here, or if we drop below 150 USD, I'll add more. But that's what I'm doing. But if you're not comfortable with the amount of holdings you have, then you need to decide. Do you want to enter now? I think, not a bad idea. Rod, do you think now's a good time to start loading up for the long term and dollar cost averaging? Absolutely. You could add a little bit now. Like from the high there, we were up at 308 just not too long ago. What day was that? Back on August 8th. And then here we are now down a little over 26%. So when we go up 100, like in just about a month, right, we went up 105%. So when we go up 105%, and then if you take a look at the weekly time frame, there was no weekly support there at all, right? So we went up 105%. You need to expect a 20-30% pullback. So if you're looking for an entry now, we got support there at 216. I wouldn't be surprised if we back tested $2 USD psychological, and then we get a flush of $2, we go toward daily oversold, and that would be another time to add up as well. But on the weekly time frame, there's no major red flags whatsoever. We have the 216 there. As long as that holds, we're still bullish, and we could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well. So again, and last time that happened, price went from what? $7 all the way up to $67. Then we had the bear cross with the shorter term above the longer term, and then we saw like 97% of downside. Now we're seeing even more beaten down than before, and we're seeing another bull cross lineup. So this is looking really, really good. Short term, I think we could see a little bit more pullback, but long term, I think we're going to explode here into the fall. But again, not financial advice, just my own thoughts and opinions. You need to do your own research and not buy something because someone told you to do it. But in terms of the monthly time frame, we have a pretty big bounce now that we can potentially look for a higher low, maybe on the next monthly candle. And then into the fall, we could get potential review of HHS. So one thing that came out today, which I want to bring up here real quickly here. So I'm going to do a video on this later on today as well, but I forgot to bring this up. But GOP congressman pushes DEA ahead for update on Biden's MJ scheduling review. Why do you think I've been screaming that these charts look absolutely just ready to go, right? They're primed and ready to go. It's because HHS is probably going to come back with a review in the next couple of months. We're probably going to get Schedule 3 is my prediction, and the most likely scenario, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but if we get Schedule 4, Schedule 5, or descheduling treated like alcohol and tobacco, great. But I think Schedule 3 is the most likely that it'll do it in a phased approach, right? Walk before you run, and then, so to speak. And then they will potentially even pass safe banking. I don't think safe banking is going to happen. I think the most likely scenario would be Schedule 3. But if they pass safe banking, great. I'd take both, right? But safe banking doesn't solve 280E tax burden. Schedule 3 or higher would. So that's what I'm looking for, and I think has the most likelihood of playing out. But like I said, now is as good a time as ever. now down over 26% from the recent highs here and coming up on 216. You could enter now around closer to 216, another one around a flush of $2. But if you're like me, I'm not adding until we drop below 150, or if I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. Anything can happen, right? The broader market sees massive downside, but we're still extremely bullish here on the weekly time frame, well above the 10-week moving average. We're still extremely bullish on the MACD and the stochastic. And look where we topped out. I said we were probably going to bump our head right at that 50 weekly, and that's exactly what happened. We came back, we tested it as resistance, but look what happens. We form it as resistance, we get above it, support, boom. Then we come back down, support, lose it, resistance, boom, drop, right? So now resistance, now we want to get above it, get our way back up to the 100 weekly there around 451. Maybe come back for a back test of the 50 weekly and then head back towards our 200 weekly there around 894. This is looking really, really good. We also topped rate at the 200-day moving average there as well. And the last time we had a golden cross was back when the Dems took control of the Senate and we saw massive upside, right? We went from, like I said, $7 all the way up to $67. Then we had the death cross with the 50-day above the 200-day crossing. Then, like I said, we went from $67 down to $1.50. Now we're seeing a golden cross potentially over the next couple months, in my opinion. And we're even more beaten down than the last time. So what do you think is going to happen? In my opinion, this is extremely bullish, one of the most bullish charts, if not the bullish chart in MJ right now. I'm excited for the fall here, and this is looking really, really good. Let me know in the comments below. Smash like if you're excited. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited. Do you think we're going to see some massive upside into the end of the year? I think October and November is going to be absolute fire, and we're going to see massive upside. I can't wait to share all of you. Can't wait to see everybody's swag too. If you get some, I know a ton of people are ordering these Team Tilray shirts. So if you haven't ordered yours yet, like I said, you can go check that out and place your order. And yeah, we'll celebrate as Team Tilray, eventually Tilray millionaires. Can't wait. But hope you have a fantastic evening. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. We'll see you again in the next video.